Do you want to start? Shall I?
It's up to you. I feel I started last time.
Okay, I'll start. Welcome
What's the podcast, guys? This is
You're a twat.
Please go ahead. There's actually no intro this time.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Biased, Uneducated and Prejudiced podcast. Thanks for some of the people that gave us feedback on our last episode. Quite a few people enjoyed it, and I hope others who haven't watched it yet can and gain something new from it.
Some insight, some knowledge, some general enjoyment, and we can gain money, hopefully.
Yeah. We're recording this episode on Monday. I think this is probably going to be a good schedule.
Yeah.
But I think the first primary motive of it was because this weekend I'm doing the Goggins 4x4x48 challenge. We're doing it sponsored by Young Minds.
My t-shirt hasn't come yet. It's in the post apparently.
I just wanted to plug that real quick and obviously because we're doing it on Monday. So I'm going to link the GoFundMe in the description if you haven't donated.
I'm going to link my account number and sort code if you want to donate to that as well.
Yeah, if you can share it and donate if you haven't already, or donate again if you have already donated, then I would really appreciate it.
The goal is to raise more money than our school, because they also are partnered with Young Minds. So they might not be anymore, but that's the goal. So you know what to do, guys.
Link in the description. We didn't say last time, but I'll do timestamps as well. So if you want to skip ahead all the shit bits to the end of the episode, then it'll be in the description to watch that. So yeah, man, do you want to start with the episode?
So the couple of things I want to talk about. The big one is, I think consumerism is the new cancer. Right, that's the headline. That's the title. Right? Starting at the review.
Do you want to explain to all of the retards watching,
and you can call our 4 viewers retards,
and all the blind consumers what consumerism is. You want to enlighten them on what is consumerism.
So, as someone who falls into the trap of consumerism myself, fuck, that's going to be so hard to say repetitively. Consumerism is the idea of buying something just because it's a brand or because it's shoved into your face all the time, whether it be TV, on your phone, radio, any of that shit. And you buy something because it's a brand, not necessarily because the product is good or high quality. And my big one is Supreme. I buy a lot of Supreme shit because
you're trying to flex it.
I want everyone to think I'm cool because I'm a deeply insecure person. No, it's I suppose it's it's a culture thing, isn't it? Supreme is a big part of the culture, the skate culture that I'm into. I suppose
poser.
Fuck off. Yours would be buying, I don't know, RDX shit when you only hit the gym once every 2 weeks to spar.
It's just the guy who gets knocked out every time we spar. So, what would you say is a negative of consumerism?
The fact that at least my bank account's always empty. There's that. The fact that it encourages the idea of fast fashion with clothes.
Yeah.
I'll just pay a bunch of Asian kids 3 pennies to buy just make as much shit as they possibly can.
Who's going to pay him anyway?
That's true. I think we can say that on the podcast. Fuck now. 2 episodes in, we're already getting racist.
I don't support fast consumerism.
He also doesn't support the Asian race, apparently. Anyway. It encourages fast fashion, which is a bad one, for human well-being ethics and also climate change and shit like that.
Conspiracy.
It's also when you're selling yourself to a brand to impress other people, it gets to a point where you said it best, you put everyone else's opinion over your own emotions, and it's it's not a good thing to sort of reinforce, especially with young impressionable kids.
Yeah.
It's not. As young impressionable kids ourselves, it's we are subject to it.
Yeah, I think so, especially with the consumerism, social validation is a big thing. I remember when I was in Liverpool, in secondary school, going from primary school in it was my secondary school in Liverpool wasn't bad, but in primary school it was a small school and it was close knit kind of thing. Everyone was friends, and going to secondary school it was a bit like a smack in the face because it was kind of like everyone was kind of like
in their own little cliques.
That, yeah, and also the emphasis people had on brands, like how you would be judged. Like I remember getting asked one time, like, what's your favorite designer brand? And at that time, like I was very poor, and I was just like, Ralph Lauren.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got a few Ralph Lauren t-shirts. Like I had one, which obviously I'm fortunate to have.
Yeah.
But I remember it was just like the whole kind of vibe, especially towards like kind of chavs, was like they've got their Moncler coats and Canada Goose, and it's kind of like there's definitely not so much being in Wales as I noticed there wasn't as much of a pressure on it, but definitely in Liverpool and probably the same in the big cities.
Yeah.
There was definitely a pressure of having like nice clothes and having those brands, even if there'd be no difference between having like a plain white t-shirt and then like a plain white t-shirt with Lacoste logo on it or something. Like that logo
changes it.
Yeah, it's like people are going to literally treat you differently how you're dressed, which is it's a very weird thing. And then so drilling in that concept into a young mind is kind of like it's going to make you very self-conscious.
Yeah, it's going to make you very self-conscious. It's going to make you sort of not very accepting of other people, like judgmental and shit like that. Because it's just like definitely big cities. I think, but when there are more people, there's a higher chance of all that sort of shit. And I think that's why school uniform is decent because it's like everyone will wear the same thing, and then you've got to be creative with how to bully other people. You know what I mean?
I think it's if you're like judging people literally on how they're clothed, like you're closing yourself off to like a friend, or like a new experience, like new experience. Well, new experiences like
I know what you mean.
Like you could go out with that person. You can go and like not no. I'm saying like you can have a fun time. You can go out to the sea. You can go and do some new things. Don't fucking take that out of context.
It sounds like you've never had a friend in your life.
I haven't. I haven't. I don't know who you are. You just turned up at my house in my kitchen. Decided to start talking to me.
It's like I know what you're saying. Normally, the way it's the ego, isn't it? The way you think about other people in your head is normally a reflection of yourself. Like there was like a box test where you have to picture a box. If you picture a box in a desert, right? How big is the box?
Well, how big do you want it to be? Like in
no,
your
you
mind?
choose. How big? How big do you picture it? If I say picture a box in a desert, how big is it?
Like a meter by 1 meter.
So like
by 1 meter.
Okay, so like fairly big.
Yeah.
All right. How far away is it?
Well, like from where I am.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, maybe like 10 meters. Like a decent distance.
Okay, so the medical diagnosis for that is that you've got Down syndrome, and no, it's like it's apparently it's it's your ego, so your ego is quite sizably large by yourself apparently, and sort of close to you. It's like I can't fucking remember. I watched like a TikTok on it. And, like,
that's quite a cool idea though.
Yeah.
Like how far away the box is how
like closed off you are and shit.
Oh, right, okay.
And then like how big it is how sort of like the idea of like how you see yourself.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Ego's like an interesting kind of concept, isn't it? Because there's no like way of measuring it. It's just like how I suppose it's a way of how you perceive yourself, sort of, and how then you're gonna treat other people.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No. I was agreeing with you.
Oh, right, okay. Fuck, I've lost my train of thought.
Sorry. Do you want me to go?
Yeah, go on.
Well, before I was really interrupted, the ego, it's like it's a self-defense mechanism baseline. It's the sort of you've got to understand threats from other people, and then obviously because in day-to-day life we're not really threatened that much. It's now like how we see ourselves, the sort of our internal voice, and how
internal voice is a big one.
Perceive other people to perceive us.
I think trying to detach yourself from ego is quite a big thing. Because I remember in like year 9 when I like just started boxing.
Yeah.
And I thought I was tough as shit. I was the bee's knees.
The 2 weeks of I'm the baddest motherfucker alive.
It made me very like aggressive as well.
Oh, you fucking
you could probably recall.
Yeah, I tag you and I get slapped, and then it was like I'll be like, what the fuck? And you try and get me
I
again.
remember you used to do a thing. It was like you and Tarek, and it was like if you eat chocolate, I'm gonna punch you in the stomach.
Yeah,
It was kind of like it was a weird thing.
Why did we agree to
I,
that?
I don't know.
I was so desperate to be skinny. I was like, yes, this is a good idea. Fucking hell. Jesus.
Yeah, it was weird. I remember doing like outside of maths. I remember like
Yeah.
hunting you down, like someone would tell me, "Oh, Yannick's eating chocolate." I remember being like, like running around the school, Yannick, fucking barging the doors open. And then I remember seeing you at the end of the corridor, and you looking at me and being like,
Yeah, because it's the deer in headlights on them.
and you start running at you like, I'm ready to. My friend, I'm gonna punch him in the stomach.
Wait, fucking hell, it was a weird time.
Year 9 was a weird time. Like playing tag, I mean, it was fun. But like, year 9,
yeah,
it's
we
kind of
were
like,
at the cusp of like, because how old were you in year 9? How are you 13, 14?
I think it's between 13 and 14 in year 9.
Yeah, because you start year 7 at 11. Yeah, see, this is the thing. It's like
It was like before we had matured, but also we were like in that transition phase of kind of going from like year 7 to primary school to like GCSE kind of years.
Yeah, it was a weird time for us all, but I feel like I'm glad I was doing that instead of smoking biff in a park. You know what I mean? Like I'll always.
It wasn't long. It wasn't too long until he's dying, bro.
Yeah, we went a different route, didn't we?
Well, yeah, everything happens for a reason. Like I said, like everything that happens to you is going to lead you to where you are today. Like last episode.
Yeah, as we start repeating ourselves.
As the topics run dry.
You were talking about detaching yourself from the ego. I think that's why I like doing the things I do.
What sort of things? Please inform our listeners.
Portobello mushrooms, you know.
Portobello mushrooms are actually really nice.
And the devil's iceberg lettuce.
Yanik has a severe addiction to the latter. He's known as the supply in our friend group.
Pisses me off because everyone's like, you get this, and I'm like, I'm trying to chill. Like, come on, guys. But I feel bad saying no. So this is me saying no to the masses of people that watch this.
That are asking you for legal substances.
Yeah, you know,
herbal tea,
which tastes like shit. I
quite this is lemon, ginger, and manuka honey.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste good. I don't think honey on its own tastes good.
It's because you have sugar in tea, so you got that like sweet tooth, and you're not used to like non-sweet things.
Well, yeah, because why not be? I've got
sugar's bad for you, bro.
Oh yeah, fucking like in moderation, right? It's good for you. Calories, good for the teeth.
I wouldn't say it's good for you at any point, but it depends if you're going simple or complex sugars.
Oh, this biology shit.
Yeah.
Go on, explain to me. I don't know this.
So simple sugars is it depends on how fast it's released into your bloodstream and how quick that energy, that rush you get.
Oh, okay.
So simple sugars is a quick release, so like a chocolate bar or something. You're gonna get that energy spike like real quick, and then it's gonna drop off.
Yeah.
And then complex carbs are slow releasing carbs like oats and porridge, which is gonna like give you a constant energy throughout the day.
Oh yeah.
And it's also good especially for like got high blood pressure. If you have that spike, can be quite dangerous. If you've got that slow release, it's gonna be much more like it's much safer and healthier on your heart and like your bloodstream.
Yeah. Okay. I knew about like slow release like carbs and shit like rice. There have been a lot of like I've seen it online like overnight oats. Have you ever done them? Where you like put it in a pot with like fruit and shit, throw it in the fridge, and in the morning it's like a weird like porridgey.
Oh really?
They look decent. They're apparently pretty high in calories. I can't remember what. Oh, simple and complex sugars. Yeah, sugar is never really good for you, but it's you know fucking convenience, right? I like it, so I do it.
I suppose that's the thing. Like, I'm not saying you're addicted to sugar. I mean, we probably all.
No,
are,
I think I definitely am.
We probably all are addicted to sugar, but like, people don't realize quite how actually addictive it is.
Oh no, yeah, 100%. If you took out all sugar from your thing.
I was watching. It was like a couple of years ago. It was like a documentary on. It was like some celebrities, and they were quite overweight.
Yeah.
And what they basically it was a thing where they went to a different like a hotel or whatever, and their diet was monitored, but they went completely cold turkey from sugar and like fast foods, and they were having like, you imagine like
pure withdrawal symptoms.
Like like your typical like heroin, like you're getting like dizzy and like sweating and like can't like no energy and like can't focus and everything. They were going through because obviously they have it all the time, much more than me and you would do. It was like a big, just a truck, just boomph.
Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, the idea of getting full withdrawal symptoms about something like sugar, because obviously when
It's
you,
such a commodity and it's so like widely available.
when you start like talking about it like this, it's like, oh fuck yeah, but without it, it's like, oh yeah, I just need sugar.
Yeah,
Sugar, it's there, it's in a pot, I can literally just grab it.
it's not got that stigma of like crack.
Yeah, if I had a pot of crack in my kitchen.
Yeah. If you're just like, yeah, well, I just have it every day, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not addicted, but you know, it's just a normal thing. And it was crack. Yeah, people look at you like, what the fuck?
Yeah, with my 3 teeth, I'm like,
yeah. Scratching all the time.
like that. Interesting. So basically, what you're saying is sugar is as bad as crack cocaine, and that we
Probably.
should. Yeah.
Like it might. I point you to like look at research and whatnot.
Yeah, we.
But in terms of its addictiveness, it's probably like pretty high.
Yeah. I'll do like a Google search. We'll see. So what am I searching?
How
addictive is sugar?
Yeah.
See if we can get like a graph.
Have you seen that guy? He was on he's a doctor and he was on a Joe Rogan podcast. I can't remember his name. And he like investigates like drugs and the effect on like class A drugs, and he investigates like the effect on them and like how they affect our like brains and our body. And he was like talking about how he literally just like on a Thursday would just like shoot up heroin.
Oh, I know. Was he like the college doctor, professor, like some? Yeah.
He never did like any drugs until like 30.
Yeah.
And then he was investigating them. He was like, well, if I'm investigating them, I've got to try them myself.
Obviously.
Yeah. And then, because it's the concept of addiction, it's like the general consensus is like it's a chemical hook. So like if I take cocaine, then I'm gonna like once and that chemical hook, I'm addicted. I'm gonna keep doing it. But there's a lot more like this was on a different Joe Rogan podcast. I can't remember the guy. He was a journalist. I can't remember his name either. I think it was Johan Harris or something. I think, and he was talking about the study was done and it was called Rat Heaven, and it was basically they had.
Oh my god, no, I know about this. The guy is Harrison. The fucking black haired guy, tall. He had like a show on what was it? I was on YouTube. It was like Harrison's Pharmaceuticals or something, where he'd go around in the jungle and do like different like psychedelics and shit.
No, I haven't seen that.
I think it's the guy. Carry on. Is this where they gave rats like? Hang on, no, you explain because I might think someone else.
So there was 2 cages. One cage was one rat on its own, and it had water with cocaine. Mm-hmm. And it didn't have like any like toys or anything or any other mice to socialize with, and you know pretty quickly it got addicted to the cocaine. Mm-hmm. And in the other cage they called it Rat Heaven, which is like they could all other rats they could socialize with had like all the spinning wheels and all like the toys and shit they could play with, and then they had again the water with cocaine.
Yeah.
None of them became addicted to the cocaine
because they had what they needed. Yeah,
there was no, it wasn't there was no need to have a cope, which was what the cocaine provided for the isolated mouse because it had literally nothing, and that was where it's got its enjoyment from. So it quickly became addicted to that, and that kind of debunked the whole chemical hook theory of, as long as you've got what you need, you've got you're not stressed out with like money, you're not stressed out with a job. Kids and like social life, then your chances of actually getting addicted to something are much more low. And I think as well the other guy, the doctor, kind of again is another example of that. Like as long as you have everything you need,
you're
not as likely to get addicted to a drug.
Yeah, the thing with the college professor as well was he had like medical grade heroin, which is also very important because if you're just shooting up shit that you've got from like some random like you find a needle on the floor, like well Louis told me I could do it. Like then
that's the thing with and like we can go on to like legalization. Wanted to talk about that in I think is it Portugal where they've legalized literally everything
and crime just fucking
crime has gone through the floor and
through the roof.
And as well they've got these like places where say like I can go and get some drugs off the street and I can take it to this place and they'll analyze the drug and they will see what's actually in it. So you're gonna know if there's actually like other more harmful shit in there to keep me more addicted, whereas because the medical stuff isn't as likely to get you addicted. Like if you have an operation and they give you morphine, that's heroin, that's medical grade heroin.
Yeah.
But like you don't come out of the hospital like fuck I need to get me some more heroin.
Yeah.
you want to tie this into like legalization because you said you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, I do. The important thing: always test your drugs. That's a very as someone
On yourself.
Yeah. Secondly, but first, as someone who's had fake drugs before, not
Really?
yeah, not good. If you're buying iceberg lettuce, it shouldn't come pre-ground. It shouldn't smell like hot chocolate, and obviously it should be green in color. If you're doing, strawberry fields, beetle shit, it's an ergamot. No, Ehrlich reagent, and you cut a little corner off. You put a little thing. It's like £10 of Amazon. It's so easy, and it could literally save your life over spending a tenner on Amazon. Always test. And the thing is with legalization, you don't really have to test as often because you know what you're getting is actually regulated and supplied.
Yeah.
It reduces crime, saves lives essentially,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also like that guy's a college professor. He's clearly doing something right, but he's also doing heroin on the weekends. Like, it can obviously, I'm not saying do drugs will make your life better, but they can most definitely assist in the areas that general shit can't.
So I want to go back to when you said about like smell like hot chocolate. What like causes it to smell like hot chocolate?
So it's it's spice basically. If you think it's weed, it's often spice because spice is synthetic cannabis.
Okay.
It's like
okay.
a synthetic lettuce. Like fucking.
Do
I need to start using the code word so I don't get demonetized immediately? And so like they fake it, and then that shit can cause like strokes, and you fucking go to Wrexham Town Centre and it's fucking lazy down.
That's fair. You see a few of them in Wrexham.
No, it's
like I was on the bus the other day going into Wrexham, and some guy, like as you turn into the bus station, there was some guy just spiced out on his mind, just walked in front of the bus, just completely like zombied out, just.
No.
And the bus had to stop in the middle of the road, so just some cracker just walking around.
That's the thing. It's so dangerous, and because oftentimes homeless people, it's always the homeless people who get addicted to drugs because they've got nothing else. They're in their
like
little
we said
rat cage.
about the cope,
if I'm sitting outside begging for money all day, like we go to
Yeah.
school, we can go train, we can hang out, like we've got all this shit.
Got a bed to sleep in at night.
Look, like the weather now is pretty shit. There are people sleeping rough.
Yeah,
like
that's heavy.
I'd want heroin to help me fucking
Get numb the pain in it.
Yeah, fuck like.
There's videos on YouTube. I can't remember what channel it's called. But you can search it up. It's like this guy in Philadelphia, like the actual like residential parts are like really like fucked up. Have you ever watched Rocky?
Yeah.
So like like the place where he lives, near the gym. It's literally looks exactly like that. And it's some guy like he's pretty much risking his life here, and he's driving through at night. And you can see literally everyone is walking on the street. There's probably hundreds of people on the streets, but they're all spiced out. They're like literally like walking around like, and there's like huddling around fires, and all sleeping rough. Everywhere looks pretty derelict, and it's just like holy shit. Like we live in Mold, and like it's not a shit place to live. Like
it's not like the best, but it's definitely we're lucky to have.
Like you didn't realize how lucky we are when you see a video like that. Like literally everybody was on just cracked out.
That was
like it looked like a zombie apocalypse. Like the way everyone was walking.
There's a drug they call the zombie drug. It's called Flakka because it basically makes you not intolerable, invincible. Essentially, you don't feel pain, and people there are terrifying videos of people on it running headfirst into car windshields and breaking them. Like they don't give a fuck because you're that high.
Really?
There are some awful drugs over there. That's why I don't think I'll ever really do pills because I don't think I'm gonna get that. But I don't know. I can't whip out the kit in the club, can I? And start testing it. If
Jesus Christ.
The safest thing is always abstinence, but that's not always the funnest thing. So it's like cost to benefit ratio. Don't do pills. If you can see what it is, or you can actually test it in time, don't
you do at your own risk, innit?
That's the thing. I'm not your fucking dad. Do what you want.
Yeah, no, it is fucked up. But definitely. Is it? Do you know if it is legal in Philadelphia? Like a drug, like with the drug situation in Philadelphia.
I don't know. I'll Google it.
Google it.
Because that's the best way we can. Oh, also, the sugar cocaine thing. Sugar is apparently as addictive, if not more, as cocaine. According to the internet, and the internet never lies. So.
Internet never lies.
No.
I've never found a lie on the internet. No one's ever wrong on the internet,
No.
especially in the comment section.
Oh no! In Philadelphia, it's illegal.
It is illegal
under federal law to possess controlled substances. You might be arrested and charged under federal possession, or in Pennsylvania if you're in a federal facility or otherwise by federal agents.
Have you seen like the homeless situation in LA?
Bro, LA
That
is a
is-
shithole. It looks so fuck.
It looks scary.
Yeah, fuck going to LA.
It's literally like a tent city. When I went to Leeds Festival, it was like it's like the places where you go and camp.
Yeah, obviously campsites full of just tents.
It literally looked. It was you couldn't see grass. It was just tents, and I imagine LA is probably going to be the same. I think Joe Rogan again was talking about how like they've allowed people. I think was it allowed or disallowed people to like just sleep on the streets and you can't do anything about it. Like you have to just leave them there, so they don't have to put as much money into like homeless shelters and actually helping them.
Fucking hell, that pisses me off. Anti-homeless shit that you see,
Yeah.
like where they put spikes on benches, or they'll take benches out of train stations, or
Just on the floor, like under a cover, they're just putting spikes on the floor.
Why? Who does that stop? Does your business lose money if he sleeps there overnight? No. Has he now got one less place to sleep? Yes.
I think the kind of idea they have of trying to do it is they want the areas to look nicer because obviously it's for a tourist it's not going to look the best if you've got loads of homeless people on your streets, but when you're kind of trying to tackle the problem in a just like cover it with a blanket, it makes it worse.
Yeah, but if you don't want homeless people on the streets, get homeless people off the streets and into shelters, into like homes.
See, that's the problem because like when the shelters are like overrun, like what if there's not enough? Surely you can't have enough shelters for every single homeless person, especially in LA now.
No, you
like because they've let the situation go completely out of control. There's hundreds of thousands of people like sleeping homeless. Like they are like they're gonna need help from other states to actually solve that homeless problem.
But what if they had a shortage of guns? That get fixed, or there was some money that needed. They had an excess amount of money. Their pockets would get lined.
Of course, yeah.
The thing is, when it comes to that sort of issue, it's a big issue and it's a scary issue because the number's so large. But the thing is, if they actually wanted to fix it, the government, like the Senate, whatever the fuck it is, they 100% have the power and the facilities to fix it. But instead, they put it into back pockets, into little like streams, into money laundering. There is nothing that. Oh my god, just talking about it pisses me off.
Politicians who say like, "I'm for the people."
Fuck off.
99% of politicians who say that they are for the people are lying.
They're
doing it for themselves.
Yeah, the politicians you actually see, like on TV or in the house, they're fucked.
Yeah. The ones on TV are the most corrupt.
I do not trust. Fucking like, I love Jeremy Corbyn, right? Like I was praised for Jezza and all that shit, but I don't trust him. I don't think he's a good person necessarily. I just think at the end of the day, best of a bad.
If you're not a good person, how do you want him to run a country?
Well, you gotta look. Bro, I do not. I want myself president of the world, bro. Shit would be easy.
Yeah.
It's the two-party system. There's the red versus blue across like America, like
and the UK as well.
Yeah, you're fucked it. There's the Green Party, right? The Green Party are in power, man. Sunshine and rainbows every day.
It doesn't seem like there's any actual like any political group that seems
like they stand for us
and that they could actually make a difference.
Yeah,
because if there is, then they're too unknown and too far down to actually get even in the election. Yeah. Because it's just Conservatives and Labour that dominate the election. And the same with America. It's what's it? Republican and Democrat. Yeah. It's the same. They're too high up in power. You need. Because again, it's like the whole nation. You have to convince the whole nation to start looking at other parties
that's what the like there's in the Fifth Amendment or whatever. I don't know if it's the fifth,
Yeah.
but in that fucking scripture they talk about how I think it's every 19 years or something. The whole system should be redone and gets redone because otherwise the two-party system starts and it ruins the entire thing.
It's crazy how they kind of knew.
Yeah,
like it's like they knew what probably was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And they actually wrote about that and like said,
don't do this because this will happen.
Because I doubt because in their time there wasn't such a wide, large political system, was there?
No. Yeah, no, it was like kings and queens, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. So there wasn't really.
No.
Like, to be able to predict that to happen, and to know that the consequences that those things would have is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You can tie it back to social validation as well, especially with the two-party system.
Yeah.
It becomes like who you vote for becomes a bit of your like personality. Like,
oh yeah, 100%.
Like if 100%. Like, oh, I voted Conservative, and like someone says, oh well, I voted Labour, you go, fuck off.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think you should necessarily in the UK judge someone for their political opinions, because it doesn't mean they're a good or bad person. It just means their priorities are different to yours, unless you vote for UKIP. I feel like if you vote for Nigel Farage, then everything I've just said doesn't apply to you.
In America, sorry, go on.
No, that's the main point. I want to get across. Don't vote for UKIP.
In America, it definitely seems like that party, like how your identity,
yeah, because
is more of a big thing, because they come out in masses in America, especially when they do the tours. Like you see on the news in the UK. And it's like, oh, Boris Johnson's doing a tour. Like, there's not like hundreds of thousands of people coming out to see Boris Johnson.
No, fucking Keir Starmer walked around Mould.
Yeah.
Like no
one knew.
No.
But in America, it's like Donald Trump's doing a political rally.
Yeah, and you see
the whole state is there
with their hats and
shit. They get
they
get stadiums.
Yeah.
And they'll just be him like talking like with a microphone and the pedestal in the middle of the stadium, and there's hundreds of thousands of people around him. That's crazy.
It's mental. They've got such like a I don't know, like a celebrated performance in America, if that makes sense. Everything they do is like say, you know how we've got like an Astro, and as a school we're very lucky to have that, because not everyone has that. All big like schools in America have huge football stadiums because of how much they love the performance of football. They love the idea of, like the celebrating, the idea of like the Super Bowl. They think is like the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah, world champions.
Yeah,
but it's like it's only America playing in the Super Bowl. It's like what?
It's that idea of America is number one. Superhero film, America, Captain America. The world's in danger. Only America is. It's
yeah. It's like the world, and it's the only place they actually go is America. They never really show other places outside of America, do they?
No, not at all.
Have you seen in China? They've got like anti-America like propaganda films.
Fucking hell.
So it's kind of like, again, this is on a Joe Rogan podcast. One of his guests was talking about how, so in a sense they'll kind of have like a Captain America, but a kind of Chinese version.
Captain China.
And the enemy is America.
Obviously.
And it'll be like China prevailing over America, like killing the American soldiers, and everyone's like, yeah, like the Chinese guys saved us from America. Like that, it kind of reminds me of kind of like the World War II days. Like we learn about like the propaganda of like the Nazis and and like how they kind of portrayed like the Allies as being bad. It kind of gives me that like sort of World War kind of propaganda vibes.
Yeah, because
it's unsettling.
There's always be different types of propaganda that are always I'm better than you, we're better than you. Like America do it as well, just more subtly. Like you'll have like Asian villains a lot, or like all different types of shit like that. But then, fucking hell, it's one of the biggest issues that we can do nothing about, and we just have to sit there and be like, I don't like that, and then let it happen, because
World War III, bro.
Yeah, fucking.
Shit's going off. Shit's going off in Ukraine.
Mad that we get like an insight into it through TikTok. Social media and shit now.
I was on TikTok the other day. The first video that came was some Russian paratrooper. He was literally in the air.
Oh, I think I've seen
with his parachute deployed, and he was just laughing like in the recordings of the mates who were like over there with their parachutes, like just gliding into Ukraine. And he's just like, "Where look, we're Ukraine." That's crazy. And you see like tanks just rolling about.
Yeah. Oh my god, I saw a fucked up video of a Russian tank in Ukraine. It's driving down the street, and it sort of does like a weird arc. I think like Will sent it to me,
Mm.
and it does an arc.
Oh, I think I've seen this.
to
Yeah.
aim to a woman's car.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
push
yeah.
Over it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Like, that's some fucked. Like, that's like Geneva Convention breaking shit, and we just get to watch that on fucking.
They've been briefed about like when they were saying, oh yeah, there's gonna be no rush. There's gonna be no Ukraine invasion. They knew probably for years, months. I mean, they've been prepping. Like they were definitely briefed months before.
Oh yeah, because
the troops have invaded.
Putin was like lining the border, wasn't he, with
Yeah.
like hundreds of thousands of troops?
And like it's not exactly like they've strolled in and then been like, all right, we're gonna take this. This is ours now. They've literally like brute force. They're like bombing like just apartment blocks, just random civilian apartment blocks. Just boom, shoot them down, and just run like you said, running people over. It's literally it's cold blooded, and
Yeah.
it's fucked up.
Because Putin is a psychopathic little man.
What do you think would be the best solution? Like what needs to happen now
See, the thing is the
for
idea,
democracy to prevail?
if you kill a dictator, will he just be replaced by someone equal or as bad? That's the thing, because they've always got the lizard people at the top. They've always got other clones and shit, you know.
There'd be like a power vacuum.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. It's like when like the top guy goes out. It's like everyone's racing to get to that top.
Okay.
It's like everyone's like fighting each other and like talking shit about each other because they want to get. Now that there's that position is
The
now
gap.
open, and like it's not as if they've got to go through like the political system now to get votes and whatnot. It's kind of like who's the most popular. That's that power vacuum and that race for power. Like that could happen.
Yeah, I actually don't know what is best, because Putin isn't gonna like step down, is he?
No, yeah, he hasn't done for any of the time. He's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he
he
literally
made
killed all of his opposition.
He made a law like, yeah, basically I can just stay forever now. Thanks, guys.
And so you can't. He's made a law. You can't protest.
Oh yeah, the UK did that.
That's true. Shit. Yeah. Well, was it literally just any protest?
Yeah.
Or was it just like COVID kind of?
No, it was any protest, anything like. If people think it's loud, then they shut down you because
Really?
there were protests going on, and then they must have known they were gonna do some more fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Well, sorry guys, you can't protest again. Sit back, bend over, take it like a champ."
I think Boris is kind of. He's happy that this is going on because it's definitely taken the limelight away from him.
Oh no, that's what politics is. It's taking the line, doing like bad shit, waiting for something to happen. Like it started with the protesters in Hong Kong. COVID.
Fuck, yeah.
Nothing happened. Then obviously throughout COVID, then Boris Johnson shit. Putin's not starting a war. Like,
Have you seen? There's a quote from Jordan Peterson, and he's like, people don't understand how they've had this power taken over them, like this political power.
yeah,
And the way he put it was, is that it's like a government is going to set a rule and they're going to keep going until we're going to start to protest, and then they'll stop.
Yeah, the one step, like
And they'll stop, and then they're going to wait till everyone calm down. They're going to push a little bit forward, wait till they protest, and then stop. Wait till everyone comes down, push again, wait till they protest and stop. And before you know it, one step at a time, all these new rules have come about, and then you step back and look, I think, hang on, where does this come from? Because especially with the media, obviously they can dictate what they show, and they want whatever gets them the most views. And also there is a kind of like, is there a narrative that kind of
100%. If they don't want you to see it, you won't see it.
Yeah.
You'll have like 2 days of oh shit, like Instagram's popping off, and then nope, these posts don't exist.
You're probably gonna see some new laws now, some pretty fucked up ones. Well, to be fair, they've gotten rid of all COVID shit, which has only really come about because of Boris and the Partygate scandal.
Yeah, which is, I don't necessarily think it's like smart, because
the COVID rules should have been relaxed, but they should have been relaxed for another reason other than Boris's popularity, because that's the only reason why he did it.
Yeah. See, like, I don't know, because how much of an issue is COVID now?
It's not really an issue, is it? It's definitely it's becoming endemic now, especially in like the more wealthier countries.
Yeah, this thing, I don't know enough to be able to say. All I know is that I'm thinking, is my nan gonna die if she gets it? Is this gonna happen? Am I gonna pass it? Like, it's I'm controlled by fear at this moment.
Mhm.
And it's like, and then you've got like outside pressures, get the vaccine, do this, you know. So it's still in my head. It's still a big thing.
Really.
So I'm not necessarily 100% for,
Mm-hmm.
but I also think that myself and other people could do with the stigma being taken down. Because like obviously I'm a 17-year-old that has a decent immune system. Like I've had it
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't that bad, but that doesn't mean that someone like fucking you could get it really bad just because.
Mm-hmm.
Which there are so many thoughts about it. Like it's hard to articulate, but I think the baseline point of it is that I'm still ruled by fear with it.
I think with that, it's like, it just comes with research. There's a guy on YouTube. He's called what's he called? So I'm gonna find what he's called. He's really good in terms of being like unbiased, which is what you like. He's like an unbiased news source, which is really what you need. Because especially with like the news, on there you get the news, which is one end of the spectrum, and then you get like the like hardcore like conspiracy theorists who like completely deny it, and he's kind of in between. Like he literally just goes on like he'll find new research that's come out and the Office for National Statistics, and he just breaks it down, and he's a doctor himself, and he just like describes it and tells you like plainly what's going on, and the consensus I haven't watched him in like probably a couple of weeks now, but the consensus I've got is like it's going down now, like because like the new the Omicron variant, like it's just
more catchable but less dangerous.
It's like the way he described it was like as fuel. Like imagine like we as the population for a virus are fuel for it to spread.
Yeah.
And because it spreads so fast, it's just gonna burn through all the fuel, and then it's gonna leave immunity in its wake, whether that be from natural immunity and vaccination and or both. So then, as it's burnt through all of the fuel and left everyone resistant to it, it's just gonna die out because there's no fuel, and it'll just become like a seasonal thing. And I think that's kind of what's happening now, because it is going down. Yeah, yes, as well, because we are sort of entering more of the hotter climate, which isn't going to benefit as the respiratory viruses as much. But the general consensus is it's going down. So there's not as much of a need to worry now as there was in like the start of 2020, because that was like it was the new thing, and everyone was like shitting their pants. Like I stopped watching the news.
Yeah, same.
Because I would watch it every day, and like my anxiety was like through the roof.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Because it was like,
stay indoors.
There's like 1,000 people have died today, and this is what's going on, and it's like fuck. But I suppose like, you know, we're used to it now. Like it's just
you get desensitized to it when you spend 2 years inside. Like shit fucks you up.
Yeah, you don't want to. You may give a fuck as much because you just want to live normally, and it's going back to normal now. Like we don't have to wear masks in school. Not that I wore a mask anyway, but
yeah, like they pick and choose when they want to make you wear a mask, which is awful. Like there's no social distancing. There's like the one-way system that teachers don't use.
No, they do,
like, they try to shout at you while they're walking the wrong way. Like fuck.
There was definitely a lot of hypocrisy.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
That was the time to say.
We'll cut that out.
Because we were talking about it in French today. How all mask mandates in Wales, because it's just been relaxed in Wales, are now gone, except in retail. And I was like, oh yeah, of course, because you can catch COVID in retail, can't you?
Yeah, well,
it's like
as soon as you walk into a shop,
it's like I haven't worn a mask in a shop probably since last year.
Really?
Maybe 2020.
I still do in shops and about. I just don't do it
really?
in school. Yeah, I feel
sheep.
No, I people look at you funny. Like, and then I've heard people whispering about me in Tesco.
Really?
Yeah, I walked past. It was like I didn't have a mask in Tesco. Shops that don't give out free masks are fucked up. Like Tesco make you buy their own. I was like, fuck.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, if you want a mask desk, you have to buy one. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So I walked in and I walked to the checkout, and there was no one else there. And then I went to the one like near, you know, where the people stand. And then I heard a woman whistle on, like, should we say anything? And she was like, no, there are too many of them. Like, we just have to deal with it. I was like, oh, cool. Like, this is...
fuck, what do you think, bro?
No, yeah, but it's like, if I'm walking into Tesco and everyone's like, you know what I mean? Like,
those maybe I'm just, you know, I'm not... I'm a ghost in society.
Yeah, true.
Like, no, like when I walk into Tesco, like, no one really looks at me. Like everyone's too concerned with like their own business and like working and like to like give a fuck if someone's got a mask on or not.
Yeah, I think the thing is, it's like there's sort of we've been forced this responsibility to keep other people safe because we're the youth.
Yeah, they kind of played it like a guilt thing. Like,
Yeah,
when
100%.
cases like were rising, they were like, "This is your fault."
Yeah, young people aren't wearing masks.
Yeah,
Young people are
you're the
not
reason
following
for
the
this.
rules. And when you see a bunch of politicians on a train not wearing masks or having
having
party.
multiple parties. One party had like 100 people there.
Oh no! Sorry, we didn't have parties.
Uh,
They had work
business
meetings, and they
meeting.
didn't know that bring your own beer to a work meeting was a thing. Fuck.
It is frustrating.
I'm gonna
It
go
is.
home so pissed off. Like, my dad's like, "Hi, how's your band?"
I spoke to Kenzie and Joe about this when it was like the lockdown rule. They kind of reimposed lockdown rules a little bit with like the new Omicron, because I had set up like the business.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, what if I do a work meeting? Because I could like I could have literally done that if I just employed 50 people.
Yeah, true.
And we could all go for an indoor work meeting.
Yeah.
With loudspeakers, alcohol, and legal substances.
Well, if God forbid we have another lockdown, we need a podcast meeting,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
For all of our staff.
I think so.
Uh-huh.
All 100 of our staff.
Yeah,
that work so hard behind the scenes.
Thanks, guys.
Me.
We could not do this without you.
Me.
You're the real heroes.
Me.
See, I'm the face of this organization, right? This is why we need to outsource so we can have the party.
Yeah.
We're
Well, we
officially
need to get actually make
business.
income to actually to outsource it.
Yeah.
Just gotta pay someone. No one's gonna edit our videos for free. I mean, if someone was to edit our videos
Yeah,
for free,
please,
it's not
guys.
free.
To be fair, at the moment you're editing the video for free.
Yeah, but that's not outsourcing, is
This
it?
is my podcast, and you're my staff. That's how I see it.
My house,
With
my stuff,
almost entirely your
all
stuff.
my stuff.
No, mine.
Mine now. Mine now.
This is mine.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, it's kind of better, I suppose.
I am why this podcast is here.
True. But here we are, making moves.
Now, to be fair, stick around to see the journey. We're
Yeah,
gonna go.
see
We're gonna be
the
B-list celebrities within probably about a year or so.
Yeah, 6 months, 2 months maybe.
2 months. Yeah, it depends how much we promote the TikTok thing.
Yeah, we're gonna go from imagine to remember when.
What's your plans after school? Because obviously once school's over, because obviously because I know you mentioned you want to go to traveling. I want to go traveling as well, but I'm gonna take at least a year or two to work. Are you gonna go after the summer?
That's the thing.
The podcast, what's gonna happen to the podcast?
Thing, bro. I want to travel,
Mm-hmm.
but I need money to travel, so I need to work through summer at least first.
Mm-hmm.
So by the earliest, I could probably go maybe August, September.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the earliest I could go with and go out for a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
But then the issue is what if by some miracle the podcast booms?
Not a miracle. It's fake. Bro. It's fake.
Then it's fucking. We could go travel doing Thailand with our mics and a little laptop.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if we were getting enough money
It could
and
be
we had a big enough audience, we could guys, if you want to start donating
please
to fuel our what's it called?
our dreams, right? Two young boys' dreams.
No, it's like a
aspirations.
no, it's like a term for influencers work on the go to a different country and just work on the internet.
Oh, I've got no idea about that.
But yeah, if you want to fuel our dreams to become influencers online
Mhm.
and to travel the world, then please share, subscribe, and I'm gonna probably add a donate button.
Yeah, probably. We get it to come up on live. Hey, write them on a board.
Well, if we had if you start doing Twitch,
yeah,
if
with
you
Twitch-
start, it's
Yeah.
we've got to figure everything, not everything, but the majority of things out with this podcast before we do Twitch. If we do Twitch, then that's when you can probably put a donation button on and whatnot.
20p.
Get a naked girl to appear on screen.
Yeah.
And, donate.
Fuck. Oh, I wish sometimes that I was an attractive girl with a nice body that I could just whore myself out on the internet.
What the clip. That is getting clipped.
It's easy money. Are you trying to tell me you wouldn't? You don't even think about it.
No.
Shut up, fuck off. Bro, have you seen these things like clips of, I don't know, like Pokemon and shit, where she just gets like a $5,000 donor? She's like, oh my god, thank you so much. Or like, you see in the chat, you missed my grand donor. Like, why is she getting that? She's not funny. She's not even like good at games.
She's not as funny as me.
Obviously not. Like, fair dues fair. She's a hustler.
She's seen the gap in the market.
Well, yeah, there's always going to be a gap in the market for women. Like, that's always been a thing. It's like, it's fucked up.
Yeah, it's somewhat.
We're actually fighting an uphill battle. Yeah. This is how it starts.
This is the righteous way, the right path to take.
The toxic
of decency.
We're gonna start hating women on the podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna turn into like a. Do you know like it's like online concept of like there's like the black pill, red pill, blue pill.
The incel podcast is what this is gonna become.
Yeah. Black pill is definitely like the incel kind of like, it's like the idea of women aren't gonna like you unless you're like top tier genetic. Like you're not gonna get women unless you're like you're like 6'5", absolutely shredded. Red pill is kind of like a mix between sort of like attractiveness is a big part of it, but also like game and like you as a person, like your personality. And then blue pill is just completely like your personality is how attractive you are.
What do you think? Where do you stand?
Definitely red pill.
Yeah, red pill seems. From what you've just told me, I don't want to say that I'm red pill at times. Like you're a massive racist or something. So I don't know. So I feel like gay looks at, obviously it's a first impression. The first bite is with the eyes, isn't it?
Yeah, like, the attractiveness is what gets you through the door.
Yeah,
and then like your personality is what keeps them there.
The thing is though, from like I'd assume once you could probably get laid by being attractive and having no personality. Whereas you'd be less likely to get laid having bad looks with a great personality. So I feel like that first doorstep is pretty important.
Yeah.
But it's just fucked up that like essentially once you get your face, you've got your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the thing with like it's between like the red pill and the blue pill is kind of like the self improvement kind of area, which I think I'm definitely more self improvement than red pill. It's like a kind of a Goldilocks zone of like you can improve your attractiveness. Yeah. Like the red pill doesn't necessarily say that.
Oh, okay, then fuck that.
Self improvement's like, because it's sort of as well like they talk about like being like a high level man in terms of like your looks, but like your business, like how much money you're making. Because it is a factor. Like realistically, like a woman's probably gonna be more attracted to you if you're making, like if you have the same person but one's like a bum. And one's like making a lot of money, then that guy is gonna be more attractive. Yeah. And also like how much you work out, like how in shape are you, that's gonna add to how high level you are. And like your mental health, like the baseline of everything.
Although to be fair, there seems to be that new trend of liking guys with bad mental health.
Really?
Yeah, fucking Pete Davidson and like Machine Gun Kelly and all that. Like the cigarette looking guys, you know what I mean?
I suppose I don't know about Machine Gun Kelly, but I know Pete Davidson's a funny guy.
Yeah, that's like, my thing. Like, you know, I made Georgia laugh. Like, what do you mean? Are you calling me attractive? Like,
no, I was saying you have no comedy.
Oh, thanks. Been publicly embarrassed on the podcast.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly. I don't really know much about Machine Gun Kelly. Just is he funny? Like,
from what? No, like he used to be like a weird like country singer.
Yeah,
and then he turned like rap and like
Eminem. Didn't like Eminem like
they
destroy him or something?
Yeah, he sort of made him and destroyed him at the same time. You know what I mean? Like all publicity is good publicity.
He's kind of doing like rock. Is it like rock now? I don't listen to Machine Gun Kelly. Is it like rock now?
Last I heard it was rap.
It definitely seemed kind of like
edgy.
Not actually like sense of like teenage girl kind of music.
Yeah,
like
oh no, to be fair, he also said he'd fuck a minor. Like
what?
Yeah, I'll see if I can find the quote. There was something about
the
fucking minors. Hang on. So Machine Gun Kelly fucks minors.
I hope you went on private mode for that.
No.
Sigma.
Boring. Oh, Machine Gun Kelly talked about I wanted to pursue Kendall Jenner when she was a minor. He was 23 and she was 17. That's fucked.
Ooh. Shit.
But to be fair, you know, my girlfriend was, how old was she? 16. I was 15. It's not. No, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's just me trying to plug that I have a girlfriend in any way I can. This is where the viewers just.
Yeah.
Joel and Joe come. Yeah.
And Will, got a shout out Will. Thank you for watching, Will.
Yeah,
And Kyle, if you're watching, bro. Thank you guys.
I don't care.
True-
Say what
true
you want,
OGs.
man. If Kendall Jenner was in your bedroom naked and you're 50, you're going, wow.
And he hasn't been cancelled for it.
Nope.
That's surprising, especially today.
Oh, he tweeted about Haley, Eminem's daughter. He was like sexualizing her as well. She was like 16.
Who?
Eminem's daughter Haley. That's what started the beef, apparently.
Oh, right, okay.
What did he say? Is this gonna give me the actual? Oh, it's taking me to fucking Twitter. Twitter is better on the app, not now. Oh, there's a combination. I wish. Oh fuck. I wish 13, 14, 15-year-old girls weren't allowed to be hot, so I wouldn't feel like a creeper when I look at them. I'm still 19. 13-year-old girl at 19. Okay? There's a little 13-year-old girl next to me going crazy over my Transformers tattoo. Don't worry though, y'all. I won't pull an R. Kelly. It's just not funny.
Is it like guy who's like trying to be the cool guy? When I am naturally the cool guy. It's true.
Okay, so I just saw a picture of Eminem's daughter, and I have to say she's hot as fuck in the most respectful way possible because M is a king. I don't want to look at that anymore. That makes me feel ill.
Yeah. Going back to like the high level man thing.
Moving on. Go on.
Well, you just change the topic. One of the things I wanted to talk about was the idea that like it is easy today to be a weak kind of man, like being comfortable. It's so much easier today, especially, and it's harder now. It's harder to become a strong man and a good man, especially with, like the modern day comforts. Like everything's designed for comfort nowadays. I think. Fuck! I've lost my train of thought again.
You're talking about it's the thing, isn't it? It's the right. I need to get this right. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. Hard times create strong men.
That was it. About the high level man. To be a high level man, it's a lot easier as well because it's easy to be comfortable. So the kind of gap, like the amount of, if you think about it, realistically, do you see it like on your Instagram and like social media, a lot of like gym kind of stuff? If you think about that, not many people are actually really going to see that. Like only if you're
into the gym.
It is somewhat of a niche, isn't it? It's still, even though it's getting more, I do think it's getting more popular. It's still somewhat of a niche, and the amount of people that are going to just see, like the Twitch girls, kind of like on their social media, like the amount of legit, like the amount of people that are going to be seeing that is way higher than the amount of people that are going to be seeing the gym and like self-improvement kind of space. So if you're trying to go on self-improvement, like the gap to kind of distance yourself from like 90% of people just like sit on their PC and like eat shit. That was 2018 me.
2018?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, in my head, 2018 was like 2 years ago, so it fucked.
But that's like 4 years ago.
Which is terrifying. 4 years ago, I was 13. You were also 13.
Fuck. Yeah, like it's a lot easier to stay comfortable because like phones, like the convenience of like fast food, like it's just, and it's so addictive. It's so easy to get it. And it's probably, I don't want to say it's, in some way it's a bit cheaper. Like it depends like what you get.
Yeah, I suppose like I think McDonald's is expensive considering like the quality. It's like, you know, it's probably costs about £1 to make a meal, and then you're paying like £5 for it. Like
even things like I quite like Manuka honey.
Yeah,
that is like for a jar.
That's a consumerism. That's a brand. You
Manuka
informed
honey
me of that myself.
It's a product. It's a type of.
You know what I mean? Like the idea that, because you told me that Manuka honey is just bees that eat aloe vera, and you get the same nutrients from local like DIY.
Yeah, I'm talking about like just as a cost, right?
Okay, go on.
Shut up. Just let me explain it, right? So for a jar about like literally that big,
yeah,
in like Tesco, it's like £10. And it's different. It's like the honey that you get in like a bottle where it's like the squeezy honey. It's like you have to scoop it out, so you get a lot less. It lasts a lot less.
Damn.
Even though like a bottle of clear honey is probably like a couple pounds.
Yeah.
Like a £10.
That's a
like
lot
it's really good for you, but £10 it's like a bit hard to justify. When I could go to Mackey's and get like 20 chicken nuggets for like two like I was like it's like £3 or £4.
£3, I guess. Like
I think I don't really go to Mackey's anymore. It is a bit fucked up.
Because Manuka honey's a niche, they can charge what they want, and they will continue to charge what they want. If I had a product like that, I'd charge what I want.
Bees are like going extinct.
Which is, bro, save the bees, man. Save the fucking. I love bees so
bees
much.
Bees are so cool.
And
honey tastes nice.
Do
you not like honey?
Not really. I don't think honey. Right? Do you think honey's sweet or savory?
It's quite versatile. You can use it. You can use it in either.
I can't. Like, I don't like the fact that it can't decide. You know what I mean? If I just eat honey.
Man, fuck honey.
No, yeah.
Just decide, bro.
It's just not for me. It's not for me. It sort of tastes salty and not like.
Salty.
I can't actually describe it, the taste of it, like effectively because it doesn't like sit well with me.
It goes well with like chicken. Have you tried like chicken? Like waffles.
Chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles, and then a bit of honey on top. It's really nice.
Yeah, I can imagine that's good. Chicken and waffles is like the weird sort of salty and sweet combo, which I fuck with. See, this is the thing: is I don't like honey, but I'll put rice on pizza and shit. Like
what?
Do you remember Yemi's put the jollof rice on pizza, and it was fire because people are afraid to try things. All right, it sounds not nice, but what isn't nice about it?
Just because it's like isn't outside of the norm, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking outside the box.
Outside the box.
And everyone that's thinking
you're a free thinker.
I'm a free thinker. You're a sheep. You're a sheeple.
I am. I must be. I gotta start in the pizza place. I gotta start saying to the boss, "Get some rice in this pizza, bro. You're missing out."
Oh shit. There's the podcast now. The let's not talk too long.
Time's it?
20 past.
You gotta go at 1/2 past.
I do. That felt very fast.
I did. I went quick.
No, yeah. We hope you enjoyed.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
Support the GoFundMe if you haven't.
Yeah, link in the description. Check out.
Spread the message.
Palace.com as well.
I'll link down in the description as well. Yeah. My business.
Our fresh, funky t-shirt business, all about training, because we think about you.
Biased, uneducated, and prejudiced. Thank you for watching.
Peace out, A-Town.
West side.